Breaking right now, the cracks are starting to show at the Invictus Games. Look at this from Dormois, where you can see Meghan unable to hide her fury with her husband when...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the explosive drama that unfolded at the Invictus Games. Meghan Markle's reported meltdown, the desperate clinging to Prince Harry, and the question everyone's asking, is Harry finally done? Stay tuned, because what we uncovered might just shock you.
She didn't think the cameras were on. It was, of course, followed by a PDA, but is it any wonder that Harry's annoyed, given this iPhone obsession that Meghan has at these games, and Harry has to pretend he's completely fine with having this phone in his face at all times, and just look how furious he becomes. Now, we know that there's loads of issues, and I think the problem is that these two are just trying too hard in so many ways. The thing is that at the Invictus Games, you are unable to hide. So look at this from the Royal Grift, who picked up something very good, saying Meghan being as rude as usual, more concerned about what people are saying online than listening to what this woman is telling her. And of course, it is all for the Instagram content. That is all she cares about, because she's acting like a teenage influencer rather than someone who is actually at a really important event that should be about the athletes and not herself. But this was the new Instagram content that we've received overnight.
For me, as I'm
all of our competitors, welcome to Whistler.
Are you going to sing?
No, I'm not singing.
Crossing that very, very fast speed trap at the exit.
I don't speak French. She does.
I know.
He speaks the most.
Oui, je parle français.
Oh.
Avec, we must go.
Avec, we must go. Wonderful.
Oh, so I see we're continuing with the farce that Meghan actually speaks French. She doesn't, folks. Our royal mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer, Angela Levin, joins me now. Angela, it's been an extraordinary display, but actually, I would argue, in the real moments, you see the cracks between Meghan and Harry more than ever before. What's your take?
Cracks are starting to show. Sources at the Invictus Games witnessed Meghan in tears, clinging to Harry, and desperately whispering, "Don't leave me." Observers say Meghan's emotional outburst wasn't a one-off. She allegedly kept repeating it, creating an uncomfortable scene that many insiders couldn't ignore.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I was told by somebody who knows a lot that she keeps crying and saying to him, "Don't leave me, don't leave me." So I think that she's actually putting the biggest front she can, but it's sickening, isn't it? I mean, a woman of that age who's been married for nearly 7 years shouldn't be sort of, kissing him on the face and stroking his neck, and actually this one holding his face on either side so he can't move. It's absolutely pathetic. You can't, and I don't understand how she thinks that we believe that it's all true, because it's absolute not. I mean, I feel she's hot and cold, isn't she? 1 minute she's furious, she's got that absolutely disgusting face where she wants to kill you, and the other one is that she adores him, and the language that she uses, or has used on the Invictus Games, is laughable. I mean, it's just ridiculous and nonsense. And she, I didn't think I was going to give a speech, but when I put my foot down in Canada, I was at home. How many homes has she got? She's got all the countries that she goes to. She says the same nonsense. And you can't believe it. But actually, what made me laugh was that she did the speech, and she said, "And I'm introducing you to," as if it was a sort of pantomime. Harry went on, and she stays there on stage. She doesn't move off. You don't sort of stay there looking at him. She pushes him towards the stage in the front, which is where he should go, and then she stays there. I mean, she doesn't dare let her darling move. I mean, it is absolutely, and in a way, it sort of keeps you looking. You're hypnotized by such peculiar behavior, but actually, it's real, and she thinks this is the way to behave, or she doesn't actually think it's the way to behave, but she wants to sort of con all of us. But most of us have got some brains and can see that.
Well, there's definitely a big con going on. There is absolutely a big con going on. But of course, we can see through it. And Angela, a couple of things which have broken in the past couple of hours, which I'll just take you through from X. A lot of people doing good work there. The Royal Grift picked up on this moment and said Meghan hates this blonde woman who is talking to Harry, and she is not part of the conversation, and you can see that. There's this other moment where they've written quite sarcastically, "Oh, Harry and Meghan are so in love," and this is the problem. They can't keep it going for so long. And the Royal News Network has really picked up on this term, the limpet, and writes, "For those uninitiated into the British slang term, it means someone clingy or dependent, someone disregarding or ignorant of another's personal space. I believe that would be Meghan Markle. The great irony is that Harry used to call Catherine that." And RNN went on, Meghan's constant clinging to him really makes the limpet designation seem very appropriate. It's never been this bad before, so things must be getting tense. The clinginess is not selling their love. I would argue it's doing the opposite. And so they're on the side of you for that, Angela.
And the moment cameras caught her glaring at Harry when she thought no one was watching, that's when the internet truly erupted. Meghan's awkward attempts to appear relatable, fake French-speaking, uncomfortable moments with kids, endless self-promotion, are backfiring.
Yeah, obviously it is the opposite, because if you love somebody, you're very comfortable. You don't have to keep showing them every sort of minute or two. You see Catherine and William, I don't want to just use them as absolute example, but you can see, and every now and then he just touches her back gently or gives her a look. It's natural. It comes up. This is not natural. It's actually organized, and Harry is probably fed up with it. You can compare it to his own speech, which is very serious. He was a bit like a pastor, very, very religious and behave yourself, everyone. But, it didn't go with Meghan's at all. And he laughed a few times, but he never actually drew her out or said, "Stop it," or, "I love you, dear, but just be quiet." I mean, who can stand for that all the time? Drive you nuts.
That is for sure. Now, Angela, the other thing that has been really interesting over the past 24 hours is the parenting, or shall I say lack of parenting skills from Harry and Meghan are again being exposed to the world. First, can we talk about Harry? And I'll play it first, Angela, and then you can react. But this absolutely bizarre, and a lot of people have said irresponsible claim that he is teaching his 5-year-old, Prince Archie, about landmines.
Oh.
Royal News Network posted about that. What? Talking to your 5-year-old about landmines? That could be rather traumatizing at 5, I would think. Yes, children need to know about the real world, but slowly. And also, of course, everything is about his mother. The mother complex is real. Paula M. was furious about this interview. She wrote, "See, not only Meghan Markle is above saying the worst lies, exploiting children and his dead mother, how on earth would a 5-year-old even know about landmines? What kind of irresponsible father would expose a child to that? Such a liar." And according to Taz, teaching his 5-year-old about landmines, is that before or after making waffles and talking about crocodiles? So, Angela, Levin, this was totally bizarre. I mean, is he telling the truth, first of all? And if he is, should he really be doing that with a 5-year-old?
I think it's absolutely terrible. to do that to a child, because the woman who he sees, he knows it's his grandmother and she's not here, but he must put together that she's died from this, and it can hurt him terribly. It might make him very, very worried and get nightmares. I mean, I think it's completely unnecessary. I think you can talk about something objectively, but even so, I don't think he's right at 5. I mean, children like, a bit of fighting and a bit of let's, win this battle and all that, taking sort of knives and pretending they're, swords and pretending they're sort of having a big battle. But actually, to go into great details about that, perhaps saying, oh, children lose their legs and their arms, and, 1 out of every 5 have that. It's really terrible. I mean, you are not actually doing what you should do as a parent. You shouldn't actually make a child understand that or know that. If they did ask you about it, just say, oh, it just means when people blow things up, but don't have to worry about it. Next, you've got to be very careful with children that you don't scare the living daylights out of them.
Veterans and organizers have voiced frustration that the Sussexes are overshadowing the real purpose of Invictus. When you turn a global event meant to honor heroes into your personal stage, you're bound to lose respect. And fast.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. And I think he has. And then, of course, Meghan. Now, Angela, I know, I've reported for a very long time, Meghan does have a lot of issues in terms of her relations with young children. She's not very hands-on with her own children. And unfortunately, we have seen that at Invictus. So let's look at a couple of moments. First one, where Meghan almost seems to force a child to say that meeting her was the best moment of the Invictus Games.
Meeting me? No, my first person meeting all of you. Are you feeling excited for your parents?
It's an English one.
And then there's another moment, Angela, where, let me just be honest about it, this isn't that nice, but she just looks so uncomfortable with the children.
Yeah. This one? Oh, sorry. Oh, na, what's the one? Na. You make some other. Make some bracelets. Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that, and what I thought. Oh,
yeah, what did you think, Angela?
What I thought was she's trying to copy Catherine, because Catherine does lots of art with little children, but they cling on to her, they laugh at her. She knows exactly how to do it. I mean, it's just in her blood, it just goes through, and it's lovely. Meghan doesn't know at all, but she's got to do it because she's got to prove that she's better than Catherine. So she just looks as if she's terrified. She's just trying to get one little bit of twig and another bit of twig. She doesn't really know what to do. And the children, it seems, don't actually follow her like these did. Look, they're hanging on to Catherine and they don't want to let her go. And most of them didn't know that she was even a princess. So, she's just got a wonderful relationship with children that she doesn't know. But Meghan is very, very awkward, but she can't let Catherine do better than her. It's endless.
Yeah, royally
to ask the child, it's the best thing, hear me. I mean,
and then she sort of yelled just in case anyone hadn't heard.
It's me, isn't it? I mean, it's just terrible. She wants to be humanitarian, but it's really meitarian, isn't it? It's all about her. She's not really humanitarian. She just, because you see that with families, but it's a meitarian. We can make a new word of somebody who just is completely obsessed with looking after themselves and presenting themselves to the world.
Well, Royally Sage posted on the kids 2 questions, Angela, which I'll put to you. Why is she struggling around kids? Doesn't she claim to be a hands-on mum? And maybe that is the issue. I don't actually think she is a particularly hands-on mum. She likes to say that she is.
Yes. Well, she says all sorts of things that aren't actually true. I mean, I don't know that, but you can see how often they go away and where she is and what she's doing. And I think that she probably wouldn't have too much patience for small children. But who knows? She might be very nicer than when she's there, but she's certainly not going to be there a lot. I mean, even now we've got them, they're away in Invictus Games, and then they're going away for a long holiday, and then they go away somewhere else. I mean, why they never feel they could take the children anywhere with perhaps 2 nannies to help her out, or even one, and she'll be all right. But they're never taken anywhere, are they? I mean, it's a huge worry. And I'll get loads of people saying, you should know by now that there aren't any children.
The Harry and Meghan brand is slipping, and it's slipping hard. So, is Harry finally waking up to the truth? Has Meghan's desperate grip exposed the real cracks in their relationship for the world to see? One thing's for sure, the world is watching, and the facade is starting to crumble.
She certainly doesn't understand it. She pretended she didn't know what a lunchbox was, did she, at the Los Angeles fires that she was sent. She didn't know what that was. But then the next day she was saying, no, is this where Harry was talking and saying, even when he's making a lunchbox for the children, he's just he will talk to Invictus Games because he's so keen on doing it. And he makes such a nice breakfast for the children. Who needed to know that? That was part of her speech. So one day she didn't know what a lunchbox was. The next day she had discovered.
Yeah, exactly, Angela. I actually put those two clips together to illustrate that point. So just to make sense for people who hadn't seen it, have a look.
Good.
Yeah.
Is that a thing, the lunchbox thing? I don't know. This is when I feel really old. Rush in the morning and getting ready for school and packing the lunchboxes and making breakfast, and my husband's in all of that with us.
So which is it? Which is
That's
it?
good. You did that. It's so funny. It is so.
Yeah, you've
funny,
got to laugh
isn't it?
sometimes, don't you? Or you'd cry at the way that we're being completely misled.
Or shout.
Angela, the other big news broken by the Daily Mail in the past few hours, they are reporting that Invictus Games insiders have warned that Prince Harry's swipe at Donald Trump is a distraction that won't impress the veteran. So let me just take you through this reporting, Angela. They report that Prince Harry's apparent swipe at Trump after he called his wife terrible was an unwelcome distraction from the good work of Invictus, one insider told the Mail Online. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been accused of choosing to continuously insert themselves into the spotlight at the games. And one volunteer told the Mail Online, they have become a distraction, overshadowing the veterans who should be at the centre of it all. A senior Invictus Games volunteer involved in the organising of the event in Vancouver and Whistler claimed Prince Harry's speech was a woke distraction that would not be welcomed by wounded, injured and sick military personnel at the opening ceremony in Vancouver's BC Place Stadium. And they said, while we remain committed to supporting the veterans and their families, there is growing frustration over how Harry and Meghan have dominated the narrative. Public sentiment, especially among veterans, reflects this frustration. Most do not respect how they continuously insert themselves into the spotlight. Unlike them, veterans and their families do not see themselves as victims. Their woke agenda dies with veterans. And I just thought, Angela, wow, that is a damning indictment coming from people who actually do love the Invictus Games.
Let me know what you think in the comments. Is Harry done? Can Meghan salvage her public image? Drop your thoughts below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.